First and foremost, I am the furthest thing from a racist individual. Shouts out to all my white boys. I say this to everybody, especially I say shit to my mother. Yo, I got some good white boys. My white boys got me good in this life. You feel me? So, shouts out to West particularly, you know what I'm saying, and the whole family down in Florida, you know what I'm saying? Good white boys, you feel me? So, I'm saying this to say, like, it's time I address the level of bullshit that's happening on this planet on two ends, on two fronts of the conflict. Now, first off, I got a bone to pick with people who look like this, who have melanin in their epidermis. Everywhere you go in this world, let me backtrack. Everywhere I go in this world, people assume that I'm some type of stupid or some type of incompetent or some type of inferior for some reason or another. For some reason or another, it's because of the example that has been set on the grand stage. Whatever you are, your world is yours. I got a bone to pick with black people particularly. Not even with the people who don't even know us, who only know us based on what they've been taught and shown. I got a bone to pick with black people, melanated people particularly, because you've set poor demonstrations of what your nature is on this planet for too long. Whatever you are, your world is yours. Miseducation, wrongly educated, system this, system that. At a certain point, you have to take initiative and become an autonomously directed individual. Whatever you are, your world is yours. Consider vibrations raised. I'm just getting to the point where I've traveled all over the world, bro. Been in many places and many spaces. And the funniest thing is when I walk into a space or a place and people project a degree of underestimating me and overestimating themselves. And I get to see the level of assumptions that people project towards me. They don't hear anything about my internal reality. Most people don't even assume a background. They just see this, and based on the stereotypes, which are shorthand heuristics created through examples and patterns in society. Nobody has the time, really. Most people don't, right? Everybody's not like me who's going to take into account the sonder of an individual. Take into account that every individual is walking an individual path. Most of these NPCs, most of these low-level creatures, most of these quote-unquote humans are moving off of patterns, and then they get into hypnotic rhythms. You walk into a room like a person as myself, major pattern disruption everywhere I go in the world. So I'm existing in a new space. Anyway, I'm realizing like these people only have you as a reference. Whatever happened in the past, happened in the past. And whatever long-winded explanation for your behavior being what it is today, hey, it is what it is. But moving forward, I can't be another broke black nigga. Addicted, out of shape, done broken black nigga. Check it out. You have a responsibility as a quote-unquote black person, person with melanin, whatever the fuck you want to frame it as. You have a responsibility to get money and be a positive demonstration of what you are, of whatever the fuck you want to identify as beyond this. But you have a dedicated responsibility to not be an example, a poor piece of shit. Whatever why your world is, I know too many of them. I used to be one, right? Because deep down, I already knew what the right path was. But the levels of conformity, everybody around you, and you're like, maybe this is how we get down, boom, boom. But I tried it that way, and that way leads to nothing. So, as I move through this earth, I'm saying it's in every person's responsibility to get money. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to compete. It's to demonstrate motherfucking competence. So many of you don't have shit, aren't shit, and behave like shit. And it is what it is. Most motherfuckers is not going to call it out. They're going to call it cultural this. They're going to say this is that. Poor demonstration of the human potential is what it is. Everywhere your world is yours. Everywhere I go, everywhere you go. People are going to assume less of you off rip. And that's perfectly fine. Because until collectively, all of you individuals get sober, get fit, get enlightened, and get rich, then all we see are addicted, out of shape, ignorant, broke, losers on this planet. Consider the vibrations raised. Now, as I move through this earth, I've been in Egypt, I've been in America, I've been in Spain now. It's really interesting to watch how people make these assumptions and all this other shit. They think you're supposed to just because. They think you're supposed to, for example, just because, right? And I'm not even going to fill in the blanks. But this isn't even about race or anything at the highest level. Like I said, I operate from soul. I'm the furthest thing from races. I recognize that being born in a particular body is a circumstance of existential situations. It's an existential circumstance that is out of your own merit and own earning. So there are souls behind these bodies. So once you recognize that life is about levels of consciousness, then you recognize that no matter where you go, although it seems as if these people are that and that people, once you read energy, you get to the point where you recognize either this soul is conscious, inconscientious, aware, and has the ability to perceive beyond itself and beyond what it's been given to think by others, and has thought its own thoughts and come to its own conclusions as a free thinker, or it's just another motherfucking dogmatic piece of shit. White, black, red, yellow, orange, teal, zeal, I don't give a fuck. Either you're an individual who has come to their own conclusions by thinking their own thoughts, or you're a dogmatic piece of shit. Whatever why your world is yours. So I had to start this off by saying, shouts out to my white boys. I say that to myself all the time. If it wasn't for my white boys, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in as the position that I'm in. So it was never about race. But when you look at the game, it's starting to piss me off more and more and more by the day. How many of you black motherfuckers got me out here being assumed as inferior because of your inferior bum-ass, dumb-ass conduct? Whatever why your world is yours. I'll say this. My existence, it's on record. My existence is proof that melanin is not inextricably linked to incompetence. Many people think that this equals incompetence. My existence, the level of existential competence that I operate at, is living proof and testament that this is not inextricable with incompetence. And also, once you start to pay scrupulous attention to all humans, especially ones who don't have melanin in their skin, so happen to not have melanin in their skin, you'll realize that whiteness does not confer competence. So competence is not linked to the amount and density of melanin in an individual's epidermis. Whatever why your world is yours, consider the vibrations raised. Competence is a degree measured by the intelligence of the soul. So it's a big conundrum, right? Deserving more of a 10-minute YouTube video. But at the end of the day, whatever why your world is yours, basically, all of you black people need to get your shit the fuck together. Because I'm tired of y'all making me look bad everywhere the fuck I go. Motherfuckers is looking at me like I'm one of you dumb fucks, when I'm one of the most elite humans on the planet. Bar fucking none. Consider the vibrations raised. I am in the higher leagues of humans based on the pedigree of conduct and the pedigree of consciousness. This is the measure of the soul, and this is the measure of the human. Now, if you're still on the NPC level, if you're still on the lower frequency, if you're still a dogmatic, low-level piece of shit who hasn't thought their own thoughts, come to their own conclusions in this existence, then that's exactly what the fuck you are. Whatever why your world is yours. We're of the echelon of the 1% of the 1%. So, consider the vibrations raised. Sober, fit, enlightened, and rich. That's the new motherfucking template. And if you happen to have melanin in your skin and you're not sober, you're the problem. If you're not fit, you're the problem. If you're not enlightened, You are the problem, and if you are broke as a motherfucker on this planet, you are the problem. I'm not taking less than sober, fit, enlightened, and rich. You feel me? Whatever why your world is yours. Too many of y'all just work out, perceived as simple monkeys. What else are you? You know what I'm saying? Whatever why your world is yours. I say it all the time. Evolution is about becoming more than a primate, a self-debilitating primate at that. Most of y'all work out still on drugs and broke. What the fuck? Whatever you are, consider the vibrations raised. Hey, I had to get this shit off my chest. It's levels to what I got to say. But all I gotta say is that I'm definitely not a racist. I fuck with my fucking favorite people are the white boys that I know. You know what I'm saying? They happen to be white boys, but those are my niggas down. I'm saying at heart, you feel me? Ah, man, it's crazy how this world trying to divide us as souls. You feel me? I see souls. And to verify that fact even deeper, imagine if we all lost the ability to see. Ray Charles, who else? Stevie Wonder. These are blind musicians. They played the piano and shit like that, but they were blind. And the first time I was tripping acid. First time I'm tripping acid, I'm sitting there on the stoop, we in Bushwick, shit is getting crazy. I'm like vibrant, vibrations, everything is so vibrant, vibrancy, vibration, wow, okay, enhancement. Now I'm seeing shit, right? Shit is really vibrant and vibrating through my eyes, right? So now I'm paying attention to what my eyes are. And they're photon receptors, right? That's what your eyes are. They're light detectors. In the back of your eye, you have something called a retina, which is picking up the light. You have the cones and the RGB receptors, exactly. So they're photon detectors. Everything you see through your eyes is actually light being received and put through the wirings of your brain to create the rendition of the expression in your consciousness that you're seeing as what you're experiencing. But just because you're seeing that rendition of light traveling through your eye, through your network, and creating this rendition right now, doesn't mean that what you're seeing is as it is without seeing it through the instruments you're detecting it through. Different conversation. Anyway, as I'm sitting there and things are getting vibrant and I'm starting to click, there's this one chick. She's light-skinned. She has, I think, light brown eyes, fucking neck bangles and fucking bracelets and shit. Her hair's curly, it's orange. Big distraction, bro. I'm listening to her talk and I'm getting lost in her appearance. So what did I do? I lowered my gaze and I started to listen. Listen to the inflections and listen to the tones. And then at a certain point I closed my eyes and I just started to feel people and their energy through the tone and the expression in their voice, the inflections and the intonations of their voices. Right. And I said, this is how people who can't see perceive people. They hear the energy being transmitted through the vocal cords by the soul, which cannot be lied about. So this is just a further testament to the degree of awareness that I'm living on and operating from, which is, what if we all lost our sight today? What would you gauge an individual's character by, if not by the inflection, intonation of their voice? Consider the vibrations raised. Energy doesn't lie, but the eyes will be the first thing to lie to you. You feel me? So I only resonate with souls, bro. Consider the vibrations raised. What you look like, that's a plus. You feel me? But most of y'all are living and being lied to by your eyes. Your eyes will be the first thing to lie to you. Feel me? Moving in this world like Kenshi, Mortal Kombat. Moving in this world like Daredevil, Marvel, DC. Yeah, bro. We feeling the vibes and we seeing it through our ears, bro. It's a different level of synesthesia. Consider the vibrations raised. You black people, y'all motherfuckers suck. It's just what it is. Say what it is. It's 2024. You have access to everything that you need to correct yourself, and I'm living proof of that. My whole entire existence, up until now, is already living proof and testament that this melanin in the epidermis is not inextricably linked to incompetence, which is what majority of the world is actually moving under. And recognize that melanin-free epidermis, aka white skin, is not conferring anything of a higher degree of competence than anything. Skin doesn't confer competence. Whatever your world is, your age is still competence. You feel me? Consider the vibration raised. Evolution only solution. Just so happens that I have to be black. So if I have to be black, now, motherfucker like me gonna have to have money. Motherfucker like me is gonna have to have muscle, be fit, be strong, be sober, and be motherfucking enlightened and mentally equipped at this degree where motherfuckers cannot fuck with me. It doesn't matter, bro. Money on deck, mind on deck, body on deck. Mind, body, soul, money on deck. Clarity like a motherfucker. Consider the vibrations raised. I was born as a soul who happened to have to go through certain shit, but I've arrived back to the moment of being a free soul. And that's what your goal is, to become a free soul. Most of y'all are locked behind so many things. I even meditated, this is going to be, because I've been going through it, I've been feeling it. Not really like suffering, but, enduring it and transmuting it into what's happening right now. Most of y'all are landlocked like a motherfucker because of money. Even the people here. They look at me like, what the fuck, this alien motherfucker? You're landlocked because of money, and y'all complain and say that money doesn't matter, but motherfuckers is making pennies of a euro on a motherfucking euro dollar, bro. You feel me? It is what it is. So everybody says money doesn't matter, but who's really matching up and who's really stacking up and who's really stuck because they don't got no money to go nowhere? Consider the vibrations or has to stay somewhere because they don't got no money, and that's the only way. Consider the vibrations raised. It's 2024, bro. I've been trying to invite everybody up, but if you too stupid to recognize what the fuck is going on, and I guess that's exactly what the fuck you are, right? Most of y'all are landlocked, and on top of that, you're not even mentally free to the point where you could actually defend yourself in any case. Consider the vibrations raised, and at the end of the day, the greatest benefit is being able to not need to be understood at all, because you can walk through the world letting everybody overestimate themselves and underestimate you while you act as the higher intelligence. Crash dummies everywhere. Consider the vibrations raised. Who's really winning and who's not, we'll see in a matter of motherfucking time. And motherfuckers lie to themselves all day because bias prevails on this planet. But remember, facts are superior to opinions. And opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one, which makes them worthless. Ain't shit. Consider the vibrations raised. Evolution only solution, self-mastery the only success. And that goes for any human with any degree of melanin in their fucking epidermis, which just is a byproduct of their geographical evolutionary location based on the amount of UV radiation that happen to be on their latitudinal plane. The more you leave the equator going north to south, the less you have UV radiation, which means the necessity for less melanin, because if you have less sunlight, you need as much sunlight to exist and get the amount of vitamin D. If I had this skin and I lived in motherfucking Sweden in the motherfucking, I don't even the year 0 or the year 3 after death, you know what I'm saying? The year 200 in the year Sweden in December where it's motherfucking 23 hours of darkness, I'm gonna be vitamin D deficient like a motherfucker. So we need to evolve that out so we can actually absorb as much sunlight as possible. Same thing with the eye color. Eyes being brown, eyes being green, blue, it's just degrees of melanin in the iris. God damn, how much do you motherfuckers don't know? Consider the vibrations raised. Consider the vibrations raised.